Hi, it's a new week, new questions to be pondering. So exciting. I've got kind of a thoughtful one today that's a little more serious, but not really serious. I was wondering, what if we could write our own job description, and what if we should? That was what I was been on my mind the last week. I took an AI class for generative AI for content and conversation design, which is what I do. It got me thinking about how like everything is changing, in the world so quickly, and AI is accelerating change, and there's just like big moments of change and big moments of technological change right now. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about that, but this actually applies to anything in your life where you want to rewrite your job description for your identity, your whoever you are, what you do during the day. It could be like as a friend, whatever, anything. So stick with me on it, but the examples I'll use will be kind of technology related, but I just think about how things are changing. And I have a lot of friends who are looking for new roles, and it's like, the job descriptions are strange. Like, I don't think people even know what they want to hire people to do, because we're not sure like where the technology is going to take us and what the roles are going to be. I mean, and they don't even have like names for them. I think job titles at this point, I'm like, whatever. I don't even know like what it includes. It could be anything. So I feel like there's a lot of confusion if you look at what's being posted. So I was thinking about it and taking this class, and I was like, I think it might be time to for us to all ponder like rewriting our own job description, because I don't think the people looking for us know what they're looking for. So one way to go about that, like, is just really break it down. It's like, forget the title and what I thought I did. Like, let me list all the things I'm good at. Just like break down all the stuff I'm really good at. And it could be, everything from technical skills to people skills. Like what you're good at during the day. Like, I'm really good at making sense of like very disconnected ideas. I mean, that's kind of an abstract idea, but like that's something I'm good at. If you have a system and you need it to be consistent, but you're not sure how to make sense of it, like that's something I'm good at. That's a pretty broad thing that could apply to a lot of like specific things. That could also be great if you, I don't know, as a friendship, job description, like I'm a good listener and making sense of problems. So, you can translate these things into like jobs and like real life roles that you play. So I've been thinking about that, and, could we start working on that and like creating, here's what I'm really good at. What kind of things should I be doing? Like, just break it down to like when you were in middle school, when you did that test of like, here's what I'm good at. And then they're like, you should be a teacher or whatever, they had the specific roles at the time. So I'm kind of even thinking like, wow, we have these AI tools now. Maybe we should just start asking that, I'm going to put in this stuff. What kind of roles should I have? I don't even think it would know, because these things don't even exist yet, but it'd be worth a try to give us some ideas and help us brainstorm. And so an example I was kind of thinking about too is like, this is not a new situation. We've had new technology introduced before. And so I'm like, what's this kind of like? And I was thinking about like a new, like really like game-changing technology, pretty recent, would be like the invention of firearms, right? Like, before people used to have more hand-to-hand combat, now they have guns, which really is like a really different thing. I mean, it's kind of like a dark example, but I'm thinking of some different ones, and this is like kind of a really interesting one to me, because I was like, okay, so let's say we create guns, and then like, what about those sword makers? What are they thinking? And I was telling my husband, he goes, what about those arrow makers? I'm like, oh man, like that's even, you're like, oh man, I make arrows. I'm gonna have to change my target audience. Who else needs arrows? I mean, the sword makers are probably like, wow, this is tricky, because they don't need swords anymore, but maybe they could put like a small sword on the end of their gun, and then that would work. Like, I could sell that. So I'm just like, what was going through their minds, right? And they probably break down their skill set, and they're like, well, I'm a sword maker. That's my title. But what I'm really good is at metalwork, right? And, so maybe they transition that into, maybe they do make guns. Maybe they make custom guns. Maybe they decide they want to make knives. Maybe, they scale it down. Like, well, nobody needs these big swords, but here's what's kind of happening. Maybe they just need like a small knife. Maybe cooking's going to take off, and I'm going to just make chef's knives and be out of the gun game and the sword game. So this is just kind of a random example, but I was thinking about how, there's these moments in time, same with cars, right? There's people who had horses, and they're probably like, oh, well, not everybody needs a horse now. How can I sell horses? Who am I going to sell them to? Let's find a different audience and a different way to do this. So this has always been going on. So I think it's time for us to kind of like think about like, what if I write my own job description and like I created the job that I was going to have next? Like I don't have to sit around and wait for someone to figure it out for me. I can figure it out myself. So that's what I'm pondering is, what if we made up our own job descriptions? I think that could be really magical. And maybe we'll even use AI and technology to help us figure it out. Like, haha, that'd be kind of cool, right? Turn the tables on AI and have you figure out my future with you. I don't know. Let's ponder that. All right. Y'all have a great week.